Hi everybody, welcome to Rose Rakes, and today I'm going to show you how to make this gory trypophobic wound. So first of all, you're going to need some liquid latex. I got this from Asda, or if you're in America, at Target. And I'm going to use a cotton pad actually just for this because I couldn't find any of my sponges. So I'm just going to pat down a very thin layer of the latex in the area that I want to cover. Then I'm going to get some cotton wool and just place it around the area that I want the loose skin to be. So I'm going to make this look like it's almost been a zombie bite that has got infected and has been buried into by some maggots or something. And that's where the trypophobia look comes in. So I'm just fully saturating all of that cotton and make sure that it's all the way around. And let that dry. Once that's dry, you just want to put a very thin layer of cotton on the inside of the wound. Try and make sure that it is fairly flat, but this is what's going to be separated to make the holes in the wound. And then let that dry till it's tacky. Now we're just going to build up the layers around the outside of the wound so that it looks like it is really swollen and infected. And don't forget to saturate it entirely in the latex. We've got our desired look. What you're going to do is wait till that dries a little bit, so maybe dry it for half the time you usually would, and then grab the end of a paintbrush, and this is what we're going to use to make the holes. Next to me I've got a bottle of Vaseline just for the end, just because it is a little bit sticky. You just want to get the end of your paintbrush, dip it in the Vaseline, and then spin it to make the little holes. You can use different types of paintbrushes, you can use different types of pencils to get all different types of sizes of holes. So I also went back in with a pencil which has got a smaller end to make some smaller holes. You want to make sure that almost all of the cotton that you've placed down on your hand has holes in it. The more holes, the better the effect. Now what we're going to do is just set that with some setting powder. Use a really big fluffy brush and set the whole thing so that it's not shiny. Now I've just got this water activated paints here, and because my skin tone's got some yellow and red in it, I'm just going to grab a yellow to get a base tone down there. You don't want it to be too opaque. Just a little bit of a wash over there. Now I'm just going to put a wash of the red over just to make it a little bit less yellow. And I'm just going to pat it down and add a little bit more red. Now what I'm doing is making a blood tone colour by mixing some reds, some browns and some blues together, and I am literally just flooding each and every hole. Now on this step you really do not want to miss a hole, because when we go to cover it in the skin tone colour it is really obvious when you've missed a hole. And I've got some larger areas here as well that I wanted to just look like the flesh was receding. So I'm just colouring those in with the blood red, and I'm just going around the outside of the swollen flesh as well. Now I'm just getting my foundation colour and I'm just going to dab it all around the outside and on the swollen flesh. Please remember that your skin tone is probably going to be a little bit different to your foundation colour. So I'm just using a paintbrush just to get in nooks and crannies, and then I'm just getting the paintbrush again just to go in on those white areas on the inside to give it a little bit more of a fleshy tone. Now this step maybe isn't necessary, but what I'm doing is I'm just going in with a very dark brown and just flooding a little bit again just to give it a bit more of a darker colour on some of the bigger holes. Now my paintbrush looks green, but that's just the colour of the bristles, but it's actually got white paint on it, and I'm just highlighting the higher areas of the wound. As we put the shadow into the deeper holes, and now we're just adding the highlight on the top. Now I'm creating another blood colour using the red, the brown and the blue. A little bit more red was needed. And then again I'm just going to flood them even more. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of that paint on my finger and dab it around so that it just looks really irritated. And then I'm going around the outside again. And I actually noticed that my arm is much browner than the skin tone that I had on there. So I'm just going over with a dark brown colour just to get the correct shade to match my arm. Now what I'm doing is I'm just getting I mixed a bit of purple and blue and red together to make like a vein colour. And I'm just going to draw some veins on here just to make it look like it's really infected. This is a sort of zombie bite, so I wanted it to look really sore and irritated. Best way to do veins is to just get the colour and then just do a really squiggly line and some other squiggly lines coming off of that one, and make sure that you press much lighter towards the end of the vein. And don't forget to do up your arm as well. I actually think the brown looks really good. It gives it a sort of a bruised look. And now I'm just going to take that vein colour and just go around the outside of the bite so it looks like it's bruised. And this is our final result. There is one other thing that you can do to make it just look that little bit more disgusting. So what I'm doing here, you can't really see it because I'm a bad cameraman, is I'm just putting a bit of latex in some of the bigger holes, and then I'm just grabbing a grain of rice and popping it inside of the hole so that it looks like a little maggot. Ooh. It's such an easy effect to do with the maggots. So yes guys, this is the final look. Let me know what you think on the comment below. Would you like an apple? Ew. Would you like a drink? Ew. That's it guys. See you next week. Don't forget to subscribe.